Think about the last time your power went out. The light stopped. The fan went silent. Your phone signal weakened, and almost instinctively you told yourself one thing. As long as I don't open the fridge, the food will be fine. This belief is nearly universal, and it is also quietly wrong. Not because people are careless, but because modern life has trained us to misunderstand how safety actually works. Here's the reality. A refrigerator does not create cold. It only maintains it by constantly using energy to push heat out. The moment electricity stops, that process ends. What remains is not protection, but delay, a slow, invisible countdown that most people cannot sense. In the first hour, everything feels normal. The air inside is still cold. Nothing smells different. Nothing looks different. This is where the false confidence begins. Because humans judge food safety using senses that refrigeration has already disabled. Smell, taste, and appearance evolved to warn us, but refrigeration interrupts those signals. As time passes, physics takes over. Heat doesn't rush in dramatically, it diffuses. Gradually, unevenly, warmer air enters, colder air escapes, and the internal temperature begins rising toward a critical point, around 5 degrees Celsius. You won't feel this change with your hand, but bacteria will. Microorganisms like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria exist on food naturally. Cold temperatures don't kill them, they slow them down. When temperatures rise into what scientists call the danger zone, these bacteria don't just survive, they multiply. And they do it exponentially. Many species double every 20 to 30 minutes. This is where the timeline splits. Spoilage, the kind you can smell or see, happens slowly. Contamination happens quietly. Food can look normal and still be unsafe. That's why relying on appearance is a mistake. By the third hour without power, the refrigerator no longer behaves as a single cold space. It develops microenvironments. The door shelves warm first. Liquids absorb heat faster than solids. Cooked rice, milk, cut fruits, leftovers, sauces. These items cross into risky territory earlier than people expect. And every time the fridge door is opened, just to check, cold air escapes and warm, humid air rushes in, accelerating bacterial growth. Around the fourth and fifth hour, a psychological shift happens. People start negotiating with themselves. They remember how expensive food is. They think about waste. They convince themselves that food poisoning is rare, unlikely, something that happens to others. But biology doesn't negotiate. Bacteria respond only to temperature, moisture, and time. By approximately 6 hours without power, most household refrigerators have crossed a threshold where safety can no longer be assumed. This does not mean every item is instantly dangerous. It means you can no longer know what is safe using intuition alone, and that uncertainty is the real risk. Here's a crucial detail most people miss. Cooking does not always solve the problem. Some bacteria produce toxins that are heat stable. Reheating food may kill bacteria but leave toxins intact. This is why foodborne illness spikes after blackouts, not during them. People eat the food later once power returns, believing the danger has passed. Certain foods become especially risky in this window. Raw meat warms on the surface while staying cool inside, creating ideal growth conditions. Eggs lose their protective barrier when temperature fluctuates. Soft cheeses, dairy, gravies, and oily leftovers trap heat and bacteria together. These are not dramatic failures, they are silent ones. And this is where survival thinking matters. Food poisoning during a blackout doesn't just cause discomfort, it causes dehydration, weakness, poor judgment, and sleep loss. Exactly when clarity is most important. In emergency situations, small mistakes compound. One bad decision affects the next. Modern systems have trained us to trust infrastructure more than biology. We trust appliances instead of principles. But in a power outage, systems fail first. Biology continues working as it always has. The safest rule supported by food safety research is simple. If perishable food has been above safe temperature for more than 4 to 6 hours and you cannot verify otherwise, discarding it is not wasteful, it's rational. Calories are useless if they remove your ability to function. People with real outage experience treat refrigerators differently. They see them as temporary buffers, not protection. They prioritize shelf-stable food early. They ration cold items intentionally. And they stop trusting the fridge long before it stops feeling cold. This section is based on practical field survival experience, rather than formal academic sources. There's one final irony worth understanding. When power returns, the refrigerator becomes more dangerous than during the blackout, because it restores confidence before restoring safety. The crisis feels over, the systems are back, and people make their last mistake. Blackouts don't just reveal how dependent we are on electricity, they reveal how fragile modern safety assumptions really are. And sometimes the most serious threat isn't outside in the dark. It's something familiar, silent, and trusted, waiting behind a closed refrigerator door.